Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. So, last weekend I went to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and um, so I was like kind of debating if this movie will be bad or will it be good. And I know this movie has been out for like a few days, like in the beginning of May, but when I first saw like the everyone's reaction and what they thought of the movie, I was trying to go into this movie with low expectations. But watching how everybody liked this movie, I kind of just went in with like some high expectations. So yeah, I went with both low and high expectations because, I was like, there's something about this movie that's gonna be bad. There's something in this movie that's gonna be good. So I just went with middle expectations to, hoping this could be like a good MCU movie. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is about Peter Quill must rally his team to defend the universe and protect one of their own. If the mission is not completely successful, it could possibly lead to the end of the Guardians as we know them. I have not seen the second. I know, I'm sorry, but I may have to watch the second movie. The first movie was good, okay? I really enjoyed it. It's what brought like comedy and all that to the MCU. And the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is my favorite trilogy in the MCU, I think. And I'm just gonna say what I think of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is perfect, okay? It is a perfect movie. Like, I honestly enjoyed this movie, and it is like the best superhero movie so far in the MCU because Marvel has kind of been failing in making like good superhero movies like Phase 4 and their TV shows. But I tried to go in with high expectations for this movie, and it honestly just blew my mind. This movie is actually good. Like, it's a movie that, it's a kind of superhero movie that I've been wanting to see in superheroes for so long. The movie setting is good. There's like a universe of anthro characters. The world where the Guardians live, and the space they live in. Like, the settings look cool and everything. The CGI is good. I mean, every CGI in this movie is pretty good. The characters are good as well. They're comedic. Some of them made me laugh, and I enjoyed that. The comedy in this movie actually works. Like, I laughed, and some people expect their superhero movies to be taken seriously or everything, but I prefer if we have like some level of comedy in superhero movies and shows, but only if the comedy is good. Like, I want some good comedy, not bad jokes or anything, just good jokes and everything. So this movie was like comedic and serious, like it took both of those, but it was handling it very well. And this movie is heartbreaking, okay? And it's, yeah, I know, it's what I expected to see in this movie. So let me tell you what I liked in this movie and what made it heartbreaking. And okay, look. So what I liked in this movie was I already mentioned the settings, the CGI and everything. It looks good. I love it. I love the humor in here. It actually works like in all the other MCU movie. Well, not in the other MCU movies. I'm sorry. I said that. Like in the other Guardians of the Galaxy movies, like the humor works really good. It is emotional. It is an emotional movie, because of Rocket's backstory, and I'm gonna talk about his backstory. So, spoilers if you haven't watched the movie, skip. I would recommend you to skip this part. I'll try putting a timestamp down below, so you could skip this part, but I'll talk about it. So, like in the very first part of the movie, Rocket Raccoon starts out as this normal raccoon that walks on his 4 feet. He gets taken out of its cage. He gets blasted by, I forgot his name. I don't know, I forgot. And the whole mission of this movie is to save Rocket Raccoon. Like, try getting a device that's like on someone's head. So this whole movie is like basically saving the life of Rocket Raccoon. And he's like probably absent like in the first and middle part of the movie. Towards the end he does some action, which is good. But whenever he's like, in that one bed with the breathing mask on, we get flashbacks of his backstory, and it is a tragic backstory because it shows a lot of like, animal cruelty and everything. Like, he had to go through tons of tragic procedures, like have all these devices installed into him, and he gets put in a cage with all the other prototypes, and he makes friends with them. One is like an otter character. I forgot her name. I think it was like Lila, I think. And then there's like a sea lion in there. His name is Teeth. And there's a rabbit there that has like 8 legs, 8 mechanic legs, and a mask and his name is Floor. And when we meet all of them, it starts to get like pretty sad, but it leads to something darker. Like the villain, who is his name is like High Evolutionary. Yeah, he wanted to make a universe of these anthro people characters, and he was deciding to like get rid of all the other prototypes, like Rocket and his other friends. So Rocket builds like this card that opens the cages, and he gets his friend Lila out, and unexpectedly she gets shot in the back. And the last word from her was sky, because she's been wanting to see the sky the whole time, and she got shot in the back, and she never got a chance to see the sky. Rocket Raccoon screams and cries. It was like very sad to see. The villain does his evil villain stuff, like not caring and just being straight up evil. Rocket Raccoon like rips his face off, and it is graphic. These other soldiers in front of him shoot him, and Rocket grabs like a gun and blasts all the soldiers. And when he turns around, his other 2 friends, Teeth and Floor, were dead. And I know not everyone's gonna love the movie because of that scene, like the whole animal cruelty, but it's Rocket Raccoon's backstory, and it was actually a good backstory. It was tragic and it actually worked. It was like super disturbing, and I wasn't expecting to see all that in an MCU movie. Like, Rocket Raccoon's backstory in here actually worked. It made me emotional and it was hard to look at. And he goes off in this spaceship and leaves. There's also like parts in here where he like I don't know, he's like in heaven. He sees his friend Lila and his other two friends Teeth and Floor waving at him like he's in some sort of afterlife. And I'm telling you, like, these scenes were starting to make me tear up in the movie theater. Then he gets sent back to his body and comes back to life. So just watching Rocket Raccoon's backstory flashbacks was honestly hard to watch and hard to like sit through and see all this scary kind of stuff happen to him and his friends. I was not expecting this movie to get this dark and disturbing. I do like the action scenes. There's like this hallway scene where all the Guardians fight these creatures. It's a cool fight, and the villain in here, High Evolutionary, is actually an amazing villain. Like, he's really just straight up evil, and he has a plan to destroy his universe of Anthro characters. He wants to destroy that universe and turn it into something better. But during the parts of Rocket Raccoon's backstory, he's like a very evil character. Like, he's not like a silly kind of he's not a silly kind of villain. He's actually a damn good villain. Like, he's the kind of villain that actually could work for the MCU, and it could probably work for its future MCU movies, like for the new Avengers movie. I don't know, but he's a good villain. Like, he's a good evil character. He's the type that doesn't show any mercy and just wants to destroy everything. He's always not happy and everything, always yelling and angry. That's making him like a true evil character. So yeah, I liked High Evolutionary as a villain in this movie. I wish he was a villain in more MCU movies, but he does get like he doesn't actually die in here. He's just left on the floor with his face peeled off. Oh yeah, he gets his face peeled off, and we see like this red blood meaty skull with one eye open and one eye closed, and it is a pretty graphic movie and a graphic scene. I also like the character and mechanic hybrid characters, like those characters that were used in the hallway fighting scene. Like, I think their designs look good and looked scary, and I hear not a lot of people like the ending, but I do. I mean, in the end, they get all these other kids from High Evolutionary's spaceship. They get them all out and into the world the Guardians live in, and they also get the other the other animals that were gonna be used in this movie, they get all the other animals from their cages into their world, and everybody celebrates with some music. And I'm hearing some people say that they're tired of the music in here like being used, like old classics music in here being used. But when we like have music in this movie, it just reminds me of all the fun times in other Guardians of the Galaxy movie, like in the first one. And so I don't mind the music here. I think they can use any music they want. It could work in this movie. The Guardians like split up, and it starts to get sad because Groot, Drax, and Rocket leave their other teams. Peter Quill goes to see his father. Rocket, Groot, Adam Warlock, and the dog character, others, they start to team up as the new Guardians. And I'm talking about that ending that no one's gonna like. Like, I think no one likes that ending of the new Guardians, but I don't think it's a bad ending. Like, having them as new Guardians, I think they could be good Guardians, The dog has telekinesis. This guy has like telekinesis with his arrow. I don't know what the girl does. Like, there's a little girl there. We all know about Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Adam Warlock. I think all of them teaming up and being the new Guardians, it is fine. I like it. I don't care what people say. And the movie like ends with the song "Come and Get Your Love" that played in the first movie. Ends playing in this third movie. And I don't know, I think this movie was like trying to show like a good memory with that song that they had in the first movie. But I like the way how this movie ended and everything. But one thing I don't like in this movie is the anthro people in this movie. Like, in the other universe where the anthro people, the anthro humans look like, I don't like that scene. Like, I don't like how they look like. But I mean, they're gonna look uglier anyway. Even if they try to look like Rocket Raccoon, I think they would look uglier. Well, there are some anthro people in there that look a lot like animals, but yeah, they just look like complete furry bait to me. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this movie. I think it's great. It's surprisingly good because I feel like the past few days, the MCU has really been like failing at making a good superhero movie, like Phase 4 actually did with all their movies and TV shows, and which was most recently Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I haven't seen it, but I heard people say it's bad. I may have to watch it and see how bad it is. But I've seen like their past Phase 4 movies. She-Hulk was so hard to finish. I can't even finish it. I haven't watched Moon Knight. Loki is okay. I think it's good. WandaVision is good, yeah. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I think it's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with it. So, for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I'm probably, I kind of feel like, I'm gonna give this movie like a 10 out of 10. For me, personally. I don't know how you would rank this movie, but I would personally give it a 10 out of 10. I would highly suggest this movie. It's a good end to the trilogy of Guardians of the Galaxy. Best superhero MCU movie we had so far. It's good, looks great, it's brilliant and emotional, disturbing. So yeah, this movie is amazing. And do you want to know how long it's been since I called an MCU movie great and amazing? Like called an I haven't called an MCU movie amazing since Avengers Infinity War. I think Avengers Infinity War was a good Avengers movie. Endgame was okay, but this kind of feels like the first time I'm calling an MCU movie great. But who knows? Probably with their future movie of Phase 5, cause we're like already in 2 movies in for Phase 5. We don't know how it's gonna be. Like we don't know how it's gonna be with the rest of Phase 5, but you know, I'll give their other movies a shot. So thank you for sticking around this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you've seen the movie and tell me what you think of it. And I'll talk to you all soon. Goodbye.